I want to welcome you all to this section. Happy Sunday to everybody. I know by this time we are actually preparing for tomorrow's work, but and that's the reason why I will not be taking your time. I want to welcome you to this section. This is just an orientation session for our training data analysis and what it takes uh, for this training. Um, I'll be discussing about for this section is what you need to know about data analysis, which one of it is the career opportunity that exists in data analytics. Who can actually take this training? What you are to learn? Benefit of data analysis. We are going to look at the general overview of data analysis. Then we will just do a short practical using Excel to see what you are likely. It's just a sample of what you are likely to learn during this section. Then we'll by at that point we proceed. Then career opportunity in data analysis. What are the various career opportunity? Data analysis job opening exist across industry, government, and private sector, be it banking and finance, insurance, healthcare, manufacturing, retail, or information technology. These skills are sought after by both small and big businesses and even startup. Data analysis skill is one of the skills that is widely sought for uh, at this particular time. According to Forbes, as of 2023, which is last year, the global data analytics market is experiencing rapid growth. This has started since 2017. And as at 2023, the value is approximately at 48.85 billion US dollar in 2023. So it is being projected that by this year, it is projected to reach 57.94 or 93 billion and continue to expand as at a compounding annual growth rate of 18.68. That is, this skill will be sorted for year in, year out. So since 2017, analytics skill is being sorted for, and the value is approximately as of today 57.93. So which by 2023 the market is expected to hit 162.03 billion USD, which means out of this 16.162.03 billion USD in terms of uh, compensation plan for data analytics, probably you can be there, anyone can be there. So it is for you to now put yourself in the position that you will be able to uh, be part of this. This growth is driven by increased adoption across industry such as healthcare, finances, retail, and manufacturing. So no sector of the economic, be it in government, be it in private sector, even being you are the owner of your own business, data analytics is very important and is very key. Reason why it is important and why you should be part of it, you will get to know as we go on. What are the career paths in data analysis? Many of us that are in this training, based on the questionnaire which we filled, some are accountants, some are teacher, some are tax consultants, some of us are government workers, some of us are private workers, and we have a business owner. Every one of us, we have areas which we actually need these skills. Now, what are the career paths? One is associate data analyst. That is, the least level of a data analyst is the associate. Before you get to a data analyst, then we have senior data analyst, then lead analyst, and principal analyst. And in terms of profession, as a data analyst, you can actually grow in your profession as a data analyst. Some of the career path of data analyst which you can decide to extend your professional career to the following data profession. That is, as a data analyst, even if you start as a data analyst, you can grow to be a data scientist, you can grow to be a data engineering, you can grow to be a business analyst and also business intelligence analyst. All these levels of uh, data profession need the skill as a data analyst, which tells you that you have more to do in this profession. That is, as an accountant, you might decided to actually migrate totally from whatever you are doing currently into the IT sector. Because when you talk about data analyst, data scientist, it means there are some other thing which you will need. Data scientist and data engineering, here you'll be talking about you want to learn a program language uh, for you to be able to stand in for this. So data scientist is not just data analyst is not just a course that is going to be and is going to come or last for a few time. Then this training, who are the people that can take this training? One, fresh graduates. If someone is just leaving school, like okay, you are graduating either a OND or HND or BSc graduate, they can actually take this course because when they take this course, this help them in it gave them a edge over co uh, their co student or graduate because they already have one skill which is being sorted for and it can give them a edge. Then a healthcare professional also can actually take this training. You are a teacher, an educator, or a researcher. This training is very, very important. Even if you are a working profession or professionals, you are an accountant, what profession you might be currently, you are looking to upscale your your uh, your work, you can also take this. IT profession and data scientist, entrepreneur and small business owner, business analyst, operation manager, human resources, financial analyst and marketing operation. Everyone, all these fields and more can take this training. It's very useful in any area which you might find yourself. Then, what you are meant to learn in this training? This training, what you are learning in this training, data analysis, is one, you will be taught how to understand data type and structure. Then, you'll be taught how to clean data. Your data can be gotten from different source, and we have clean data and unclean data. We have structured data and unstructured data, which means if the data you are having have some information which you don't need, one of the things which you need to do at that point is to eliminate all those information you don't need. So the process of eliminating is that you are trying to clean that data to be able to give you what you need for your uh, for your analysis. Then exploration of data analysis. Then you are going to learn statistical analysis, how you can use statistic in your analytics, and that is when we are talking about statistic for uh, Every one of us that understand research, one of the tools in research which was used is one of it is one what we're going to be learning, which is SPSS, is a statistical analysis tool. So which you'll be taught. Then also you'll be taught how to visualize your data. Visualizing means to represent your data with diagram, and you'll be taught the tools and software for data analysis, and you also learn predictive analysis and machine learning. We're going to dive a little bit into machine learning languages, which is just preliminary of it, is not in the depth. Only if you want to go deeper for auto data science, scientists, that is when we'll be talking about learning further. That's when we'll be talking about Python, R, and the rest. Then you are going to learn how you can, after you might have analyzed, you have visualized, you have developed your report, then how you can communicate your report to the management, or how you can interpret and communicate the information to the user of that analysis. So what this training will cover, as we know, as been said earlier, what this training, data analysis, will be covering is just Excel from beginner to the advanced for data analytics. What you need to know as a data analyst in Excel, from the basic formula, elementary, because we're going to take it as if you did not. For those that know something about Excel, though many of the response I got, some of us say we don't know anything about Excel. Even if you know, we are going to break it down for you to teach you what everything you need to know about Excel. Then we will teach you what Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft Power BI is a tool for visualization and also for analysis. Also, we have Tableau, which we'll be teaching you then. Lastly, we'll be talking about SPSS in this training. What is the benefits of data analytics? One of the benefits which you have is high demand and job security. Once you have this knowledge and you have this skill, uh, you have the opportunity of getting your job, or getting job, a well-paying job, and even on the job you are currently on, you have the opportunity of being promoted more faster. Then data analytics give you opportunity to diversify your career opportunity. You can decide to move from whatever you are doing now to any industry which you've not been. Then data analytics, the salary competitives in various industry. It depends on which industry you find yourself and the need and your role as a data analytics in that industry. Then understanding data analytics gives you an opportunity for flexible in working environment. As a data analyst, what you need to work with is just data. You can be at home and be working. You can have a job opportunity. These days we heard about remote work, remote work, remote work. Somebody is being employed in UK, Canada, and is in Nigeria here working as a data analyst, because it is not necessary to be there physically. So, in as much that he can deliver on what is being given to him or her, so he can work remotely. Then, as a data analyst, there is an opportunity for career growth and advancement. Then it helps you to contribute to innovations. For example, now for decision to be made, we are talking about our election, this is the way it is. As a data analyst, you have an opportunity if you have the raw data to analyze with the historical data to analyze what has been done in our election so far, you will be able to advise. For example, now you want to do a project in a locality. The first thing you need to do is to carry out survey. When you carry out survey, then you now collect people response. With that response, for that person to be able to use that information appropriately or to understand those information gathered, it need the help of a data analyst that will analyze those information that he has collected through the questionnaire. So again, data analysts have a high job satisfaction. Now, as a data analyst, what are the some of the skills which you need to have? One, you need to have a statistical knowledge. And I believe every one of us on this call, we have an educational background. So when I say statistical knowledge, many of us will be looking, they've come further maths, hard maths. No. Basic statistics. For example, 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 4 times 4. Minimum, maximum, and normal statistical knowledge is what you need. Then another thing, programming skill. Though at this level of data analysis training, you don't need much of programming skill. You don't need much of programming skill, but you need more of critical thinking. You should be able to think outside the box. That okay, this data that I'm having, number one, what do you intend achieving with the data? So when you understand what you intend achieving with the data, then you can now talk about what are the required information you needed from this data. And lastly, visualization skill. Visualization skill, that is, you want to visualization skill, as I've told you, is representation of your information in diagram, like charts, line chart, bar chart. You must be able to know which chart you should know or you should use to represent this particular information and more. All these are some of the skills which is being needed for as a data analyst, and all these will be made available, will be communicated to you. Now, as I've mentioned, where and how is data analysis applicable? In every business, data analysis is necessary. Now, as an accountant, number one, you prepare the financial statement. After preparing financial statement, you do some financial analysis. Doing financial analysis is not enough. For example, you made a sale, and for you to make a sale, probably you run an advert. You should be able to analyze the relationship that exists in your advert and marketing with the revenue you has generated. The process of doing this is an act of a data analyst to actually look at it. Does what we spend in marketing, does it justify how much we make? Or you have different branches. You want to see what each branches has contributed to your revenue. What you are doing is analysis. You are analyzing the contribution of each of your branches. Or you are selling in Nigeria, Ethiopia, mention the country. Now you now want to know, where did we generate the highest sales from? Your process of determining where you generate the highest sales from, what you are doing is an act of a data analyst. So a business need a data analyst. Then in finance, as I've said it, the financial report. One of the things which banker does when you need something in the bank and you send in your financial statement, what they do is they break down the information in your financial report and analyze it to see if the statement truly represents your business or not. Some of this act is an act of data analysis. Healthcare during COVID, they sent in some reports, uh, 300 cases, 14 left the hospital. All this, okay, in Ibadan, 10 die, in Lagos 2 die. What they are doing there is analyzing the situation. With this analysis, they will be able to take an informed decision. Also, in real estate business, you want to venture into real estate, or you're actually in a real estate, you want to look at, okay, this is the area I want to venture in. Now you try to look at, there are 3, 4, 5, 6 real estate in the area where you want to establish your real estate. You can simply check and analyze their activities and analyze what people actually wanted for you to take an informed decision in knowing which product am I giving to the market. If I bring this product, will they accept it? Every other real estate, what are they doing? Okay, they are doing terraces. No, they are selling land. No, it's farmland. Also, all this, the process of getting an informed decision is when you are able to properly analyze the information at your disposal. Now, having understand this, the career path and the rest, what exactly is data analytics? What is data? When I'm talking of data, data refers to facts, raw facts, sensor figure, election result. All these are facts and figure, and all relevant material collected together for referencing or analysis. It can be anything that is observable and recordable, such as number, word, measurement, observation, or even description of things. Data is available anywhere. It depends on the kind of data you wanted. In Nigeria today, they will say, okay, uh, the situation in Nigeria is not friendly. How did they know it? They can only know that through the information that was gathered, and they will now analyze it. Oh, some people analyze 2013 fuel is sold at so price, 2014 it is sold at so price, as at today it is sold at so price. Then they will now tell you that from 2013 to 2022, what is the growth rate in the price of a commodity. The information of what they are doing there is an act of data analytics. But if those information are not available for them as a raw data, no decision can actually be taken. What are the types of data we have? There are two types. Qualitative data that has to do with number, and the other one is quantitative data. It's just normally quantitative data. So what is quantitative data? A quantitative data, as we know, I don't want us to take much of our time here, has to do with the numeric figure, and it has to do with nominal and ordinal. And qualitative, as we all know, that are not the area we are going. We have classes of data also. The classes of data which we have unclean data and clean data. Unclean data are the, as mentioned the other time, are the data you got that include some information which you don't need. While clean data are the one that is already prepared for your analysis. Now, what is data analytics? Data analytics is the process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data to discover useful information, inform conclusion, and supporting decision making. It is crucial component in many fields, including business, finance, science, and social science, helping to identify pattern, test hypothesis, and derive insight. What am I saying? Data analytics is the process of you've gotten data. It depends on the type of data you got. After getting your data, you have to clean the data first. When you clean the data, then you will be able to analyze the data. And when you analyze the data, you'll be able to generate necessary information or idea you needed about the data. What are the types of data analysis? For us that as we have done research, we have what we call descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis is summarizing data and present its main characteristics. That is, you are describing the type of data you have. Then we have exploratory analysis, which is used to find the relationship and pattern in data without prior assumption. Then we have what we call inferential analysis. For those that do statistical analysis, they will understand what inferential analysis is. Then we have predictive analysis. That is, the analysis you carry out to predict what will happen. Analysis you carry out to say, okay, you want to predict the outcome of an event. So that is what predictive. And we have prescriptive analysis. Prescriptive is, okay, when this thing happen, this is what should be done. All this can be done through data. So as I've said, as a data analyst, what are the processes you need to follow? One, you need to define your objective. It's not that you got okay, in a company there are a lot of people that are resigning. So in that case, you are being contacted as an analyst that a lot of people are resigning. You now said they should go and give you the sales record. For goodness sake, will sales record give you the reason and why people are resigning? So you must first of all get your objective right. Then after getting your objective, what you want, your objective is, I want to determine why people are resigning. Then after you have gotten that, you now collect the necessary data. For me to know that, I need the HR data. So the HR should be able to give me the staff information from a certain period to a certain period, so for me to be able to work with. Then when you get those information, then you clean that data. After that, you explore the data. Then you model the data. Lastly, you interpret the data. These are majorly what you will be doing as a data analyst. So, in carrying out your data analytics role, what are the various tools that is being used? One of the various tools that is being used is spreadsheet. Spreadsheets like Microsoft Excel, which we are going to dwell much in this training, Google Sheets. Then we have statistical analysis that has to do with R, then SPSS. Then we have program language that has to do with Python, SQL. Then we have data visualization tools, which has to do with Tableau and Power BI. Then these are the tools. But out of these tools, we'll be dwelling in one of the spreadsheet, which is Microsoft Excel, statistical analysis software, which is SPSS. Then we'll be doing the dwelling on the data visualization tools, which has to do with Tableau and Power BI. Also, as a data analyst, some of the techniques that is expected to be used is one, regression analysis, that is identifying relationship between variables. Number two, correlation, measuring the strength and direction of a relationship between two variables. That is, okay, sales and your revenue and your marketing. What is the relationship between them? Time series analysis, cluster analysis, and sentimental analysis. These are some of the techniques that is being used. It is not everybody, it depends on the kind of data you are working with that will determine what kind of techniques are you using. Are you using regression? Are you using correlation? Are you using time series analysis? Are you using cluster analysis or sentiment analysis? We are going to take a short practical to actually see what we are expected to do as an analyst. Now, as an analyst, one of the things we'll be learning is in Microsoft Excel is this. This is a raw data. And when you look at this data has to do with the what they call it, with the questionnaire everyone filled. What I've just done is I've taken out the name, the phone number, and the email. That's what I've done. Now with this, I want to analyze this training, that with this data, what type of people, what is the experience, what are the information about the people that has come for this training. Now, I want to analyze the type of everyone that has actually registered that wants to be in this training. When you look at the sheet, this is what Microsoft Excel, how it looks like. This is the environment of Microsoft Excel. But in details, during the training, I will explain further. When you look at this particular column is known as column A, and this row is known as 1. So this cell, if I want to name this cell, I name it by column and row. Column A plus row 1. When I come here, is column A and row 2, that is A2. When you look at this point, you will find out that there is the number of the cell is actually there, which is A2. Now, I want to analyze this data. I needed this date, but when you look at this date, it shows a date and the time. But I needed the date to be separated from the time. This is one of the challenge of that column. What am I going to do as a data analyst? When you come to column B, under the age, you can see 30 plus, and you can see over 40 years, while every other one is figure. Now, 30 plus and over 40 years is not a date because it's not in line with every other one. This has a text and a number. So now, in that case, if I decided to analyze that way, I'm going to get a wrong information. When you come to the third column, you see data marketing, accounting, tax audit, and investigation. All you have different things. You have tax audit and investigation, and you have audit and tax intern. You have head of account. You have account. You have computer technique and this thing. So if I want to look at the job role of the people that have registered. This account and head of account should be accountant. Tax audit and audit and tax intern is either it should be tax or it should be audit. So which means with this now I'll be having multiple analysis or role. So in that case I need to do something here. So when you come under employment status, because an option is being given in the questionnaire, so because of that this is in order. Likewise this, and when you go to how much do you know Excel, some of the information here, you have little, not at comma and not at all, and you have little. So little comma not at all is actually information that is not proper. Then when you come to this, how much did you know in Power BI, you can see this also, not much, not at all. So all these are some of the information in this data that need to be worked on. Number one, I want to separate the date and the time. What can I do? I can come to this and delete this time. But you'll find out that when I deleted the time, it had 0000, because that column is being formatted to show both date and time. But better still, what I can do is I can decide to separate the date and the time. What am I going to do? One, in Excel, we have some function. I want to separate the date from the time. I want to split it. So in that case, I can use text split. Text split. So if I want to use text split, what I will just do is I will create more column in front of my date. Then I will come here and come to data. I have text split and also I have text to column. Under data, you see text to column. This is text to column. When I click on text to column, what it tells me is that what is the delimiter? What is the thing I want to split the column with? I click next, and what I want to split it with is space. Because when you look at it, the date is 7/9/2024. But between the date and the time, there is space there. So I decided to split it with space. So this is now I'm splitting with date. Now, when you look at this point, you find out that there is a line between the date and the column, which tells you at that point it's going to split it. Now, what am I going to do? It now asks you here, where did you want the distance to, or the text to column to start? I'm clicking here and I'm selecting B2. That is where I want it to start. So when I click on finish, you find out that here my date has been taken away from my column. But the reason why it's still showing time along this and this along this is because that this cell has not been properly formatted. So for me to format it, what am I going to do? I will highlight it, this cell, and go to my format and choose short date. When I click short date, you find out that it has changed to date. And I come to this place and come here and choose time. And you find out that in this column, what you see is time. In this column, what you see is date. But I've used text to column to what? To split it. So with that, I can actually so you find out that in each of the cell, there is no what? There is no formula. But now, for me to work on everything at once, you highlight your data which you want to split. Then you come back. Let me delete this. You highlight. Then you come to your data, text column. Then follow the same procedure. Next, where did I want it to be? I want it to be here. Then click on finish. You find out that everything has been splitted. And you can just copy this format by coming to home and click on this and highlight downward. And there you find out your date is separate, your column is separate. But to me, I don't actually need that. I don't actually need the time. So I might decide to delete the time. So I can now say this is date and this is time. So this first column, I can now delete. I've separated the date from the time. Now, this particular one is either it is 30 or 31 or 32 or 33. But since the person did not put the 30 what it is, but for it to be part of the data, I would rather take it as 30. So in that case, I take away the plus. Then also this over 40 is not an age. So in that case, I'm going to take away the over 40 years. So I delete it. So with this, I already clean this column as well. Now, this is digital marketing, accounting, tax audit and investigation, executive director, accountant, audit and tax. So tax and audit and tax intern. What should we do? Let's take tax for both of them. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this and click on the second one. You click on it and hold down your control and click on the second one. Then I type tax. Then I hold down my control and press enter. So I've changed these two to the same thing. Then also let's see, we have accountants and the rest. Now what I can simply do, instead of looking at it one by one, I can decide to insert filter here. I'm inserting filter. Then I can come here. In your filter, you will see the number of job roles that is there. Then you can now select which one. This is account officer, account, head account. Which other one? No one. Then I can now choose to make everything account. Then I highlight and do Control D, which is control down, which means it change everything to what I wanted. Either it's an account intern or head of account or whatever. Every one of them are account. Then look again. Computer technician and this. Management information system. Computer technician and management information system. They are more or less the same thing. So let's look at it and bring them together. Then what do? We highlight them and change them to information technology. So you can see it has been changed. Then let's see again what is there. Executive Director, Information Technology, Tax Audit and Investigation. The tax audit, just let's make it tax only. Let's just give it tax. So with this, we have formatted it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 job roles. So here we can now unfilter it. Then civil servant, we don't have issue here, we don't have issue here. And in this point, we have issue. Little, not at all. Which one are we going to go for? Professional, little. How can you be a professional and you say you little? So in that case, let's say we want to format little, little not at all. So this should be little. Then we come down also. If it is professional, it is professional. So let's select professional. So we've changed it. Then this also we've been able to format it. Then let's come to this column. Little, not at all, no, not much, not much, not at all. So is either not much or not at all. So let's take the first one, which is not much. So with that, okay, we are here. Not much, not at all. Let's come here and select not much, not at all, and change it. Now, this column, basically, we don't need it for our analysis. We can either leave it or we delete it, but I am deleting. Then this place is either yes or no. Yes or no. So in that case, it depends on the quantity or how much. It's either yes or no. So in that case, we now have to change this to either yes or no. So let's make everything yes. So I've changed everything to yes. Now with this, we can now start our analysis now. Now with this, we can start our analysis. What I've done, I've insert filter into it. And mostly when you want to do analysis, one of the advice we give to people is, now let me change this heading. This heading, let me edit the heading. Let me change this to source. Let me change this to Excel. This to Power BI. Tableau. SPSS. So financial commitments. Now with this is what I've just done is I've cleaned my data to take away some information that is does not properly align, so for me to be able to, so I was explaining something. Now you must ensure that each of the column is formatted to take the information you want to be there. For example, column A is formatted to be a date. When you look at this place, you see what is there, date. When you look at column B, it shows to be general, but you can format it to time. You see it is time. When you click on this, it's general, which means general means you can put anything there. So I want to make it number. You find out that it add double zero. Then I can now remove the double zero and align my number to the middle. Then this every other thing can be general. Now with this, I want to insert table. I'm inserting table. When you are inserting table, you can do Control T is the shortcut of table. You can see that you can find out that it highlights all my information. And here it shows that it took this and set my table as header. If I uncheck it, it will create a header for my table. It will take the header that I'm seeing currently as part of the line of the row, but my table already has an header. I clicked on this and I click OK. You find out that my table my all the data is now in a table. Now with this, I want to analyze this. There is one tools that we use to analyze. One of the tools is known as pivot table. So I will come here and click on pivot table. I want the information from table and range. When I click it, it brings it out. It's going to open a new sheet where the table is going to be. But if I want the table to be in an existing sheet, I click on existing worksheet. Now I want it in a new sheet. I've clicked on new sheet and I click OK. So with my pivot table now, I want to start analyzing. One, I want to analyze the age of the people that actually registered. Then what I just need to do is to click on the age here. To click on the age. But here, you find out that the age is under value here. That is why it's showing here as sum of age. As sum of age. But what I want to do, I want it to be in a row. I will take it and bring it here. So it will spell out all the age that I have. 23, 28, 30, 31, 32. These are all the age. Now, how many people has this age? Then I can now take the age again and click it under value. So if you put it under value, what you can do here, because it's showing that same age again, what you do is you format it, value setting, and change it to count. Count means count the number of people that fall into that category. And when I click OK, you can see people in 23, age 23 is 1, age 28 there are 2, age 35 there are 2, age 30 is just 1 person. Every other age is one person, which sum total to the number of people I actually have. Now, The job role now, let me go by this. I want to know the job role per date. Now I oh sorry. Now I can copy this same table, copy and bring it and paste it. When I paste it, I want a different information here. I want to input a different this table to show a different information. So in that case, I'm going to start by the date. 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 The date is showing July and August, which should not be. It's not July and August. And that is because of the way my what they call it, date is being formatted. The month come first before the date, the day. So he was taking 07 as the month and 08 as the month, because when you look at the date on my system, is the day come first before the date. So what am I going to do here? What am I going to do here is to to highlight and find and replace. Find and replace, Control F. I'm replacing 09, 07, 2024, and I'm replacing it by 07, 09, 24. So I will click on replace all. So it's telling me all done. We made 10 replacements. That is 10 of the day has been changed. And when you look at this, this has been changed to 7/9/2024. Likewise, I will do same to this. Control find 09/08. You should change it to 08/09/2024, and I replace all. Okay. So with this, I've changed it. Then I can now come to my table here, and what am I going to do to correct this? I will come up here to pivot and table analysis and click on refresh. You can see it has changed to September. But what I want is the day. I don't want the month. So I will come here and uncheck. So it's giving me the day and the month. Now, I said I want to know the job role. Now, if I want to find the job role per days, it means I want to know on the 7th how many of that job role actually register. So in that case, I want my job role to be on the column. So I will copy, what I will do is I will copy the job role and put it on the column here. You can see. Then I'll copy the job role again and put under count, which means on the 7th, 15 accountant register, 1 digital marketing, executive director 1, information tech 1. Can you just mute yourself, please? Who is that? Okay, thank you. So now here you can see that on the 7th, 5 accountants, on the 8th, 3 accountants, digital marketing 1, executive director 1. So now I've analyzed my job role per uh, per date. Now I might decided to analyze my job role per employee or per employee employment. So I'll copy again my pivot table. I will copy again my pivot table and paste here. I want to remove the date, but let me, instead of the date, instead of the day, I want to analyze by employment. So, which tells you that out of the people that have registered, one of them is a civil servant. For one person is an accountant, a civil servant. Private employment, 5 people are accountants. Self-employment, 2 people are accountants. Digital marketing, 1 person are on private employment. Then executive director, one of them is self-employed. So this is the analysis. Now, the top table is showing analysis per what? Per date. While the second table is showing uh, job role per employee. Per employee. Now I want to analyze those that I want to analyze again for each of the course. How many people understand SPSS? What is their job role? How many people understand Excel? What is their job role? How many people understand Power BI? So in that case, I will now take job role, which is, you can see now, accountant and this. Then what we want to train, that will come to your accounting, Power BI, Tableau, and SPSS. So 8 accountants want all this. 8 digital marketing want all this. And executive want all this. Now, another thing I wanted to analyze here is control. Now, let me see. Okay, I want to know the status per each role. What knowledge do they have per each of the tools? Excel tools, Power BI tool, Tableau tool, and SPSS. Now, the way the analysis will come is different. You can see this. The way the analysis of this is done is that it is counted. How many of the accountants want Excel, register or want the Excel? How many of them talk about SPSS? How many of them talk about Tableau? How many of them talk about Power BI? But per job role, we want to see what is their experience in terms of each of those items: Excel, SPSS, Tableau, and Power BI. What you are going to do at this point, when I'm analyzing for this, I bring those those tools under value. But here, I want to know what is their reaction on when on what they call it on each of the source or on each of the course. Excel, I will bring it to column. Sorry, not too much. So this one is on Excel. So I'm going to bring that Excel also under count. Now, 6 of the accountants says they only knew little. Why one of the accountants says he knows much, nothing much. Why one says he is a professional, which give you the total number of the accountants here. Now, which is 8. The digital marketing said when it comes to Excel, he did not know much. Executive director said he only knew little. Information technology, one said he knows Excel to an advanced stage. He once said he only knew little, which is true, the two. And with this, we have actually analyzed each participant, what they said they knew as relating to Excel. As we have analyzed for Excel, so we are going to analyze for every other role. I'm bringing Power BI here. So when you look at it, Power BI, I only have 3 reactions: little, not at all, and nothing much. And that can tell you one of the accountants said he only knew little, 4 said nothing at all, and 3 said nothing much. So these are ways to analyze your data, and the information you want to get from it will determine how you are analyzing your data. And from your data here, you can, after analyzing, you can decide to create a chart. You can decide to create a chart. For example, let me use this. For example, I want to create a chart using this pivot table. Now I've clicked on it. What I'll just do is come to insert and click on, these are the various type of chart we have. You can click on recommended chart. When you click on recommended chart, it will give you the type of chart which you can create. So with this, it's telling me I can create this. I click on OK. So for me, instead of showing this table, I would rather show this chart so that they can see at a glance that age 23, 1, age 30, 1. You can see age 28, 2, and age 35, 2. Every other one is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, which means this chart is better off showing the table. It's better off showing the table. So at the end of the day, from all your analysis, now lastly, what I'm going to talk about is one of the things that actually control that we usually use to automate our analysis. Now I'm talking about when you are doing your dashboard. You can create a dashboard. After your analysis, you create a dashboard. Now, and that is what we call slicer. Slicer. This is slicer. Slicer here will show you all the things on your table. You now select what you want to use for your slicer. When I click on this, I click OK. This is my slicer. The slicer here is showing the various dates which we have in our table. Various dates we have on our table. And with this slicer, you can control everything which you have here. What do you need to do? It means you need to connect this slicer to all the table you have here. Number one, you can right click and come to report connection. It will give you all the pivot table you have. You can now click on each of the pivot table and click OK. Now, I want to show you something. This is my slicer. I want to reduce. I've come here. Now, with my slicer now, when I click on this, you can see that my tables, it has effect on all the table I've actually done. Even when you look at the table for the date, you find out that on this table, where I analyze the row per date, you can only see 7th of September. And when I click on 0809, you can see it. It has effect. And you can also see my chart. The chart also changes, which tells you that slicer is a powerful tool that control every activity in your chart and on your pivot table. And that is the reason why when a dashboard is being created and you use a slicer, slicer is used to automate the activity on the dashboard to reflect what it is. So here I'm canceling back, and with that, it has displayed everything. So with this is a short practical of what you are expected to do when it comes to data analysis. Now, at this point, let's look at it. What is the cost for data analysis training? This training, these are various people that actually offer data analysis as a course. You can go online to check it. We have people that charge more than this, and it depends on the kind of organization you want to do with. If you want to go the likes of LBS, what they are charging is far higher. The likes of Regenesis, what they charge is higher. So these are just few of the people that offered data analysis training online and physically. I have someone that offered data analysis. If you are joining virtually, it charges nothing less than 250. But if you are joining physically, it charges as high as 400. But for the benefit of everyone on this call, that you might be interested in this course, we will not be charging you as high as you that. What we are only charging is just 50,000 naira. for data analytics. And what you are going to learn is we are going to take you into Excel from beginner. Even if you don't know anything in Excel, we are going to break it down. And one of the advantage is that you will have an opportunity to ask questions where you need clarification. Clarification will be given to you. You will be given tasks to perform, and where you perform the task, where you need to adjust, you will be advised what to do. So if you are willing and ready to pay, the data analysis basically for the Excel will take you nothing less than 6 weeks. For Excel, for you to know Excel, even if it is only the Excel you were using in your workplace, you would be equipped in such a way that your Excel skills will increase and you will be trained on the application of each of the Excel skill. So if you are ready to pay, the account number to pay into is as stated on the screen. So when you pay, just send your proof of payment to this number. So in conclusion, data analysis is an essential skill in today's data driving. Except we want to deceive ourselves. Data analysis is actually giving a lot of people money, which many of us are just by the way not joining. And for us to be able to join, that's the reason why we are offering this at less. Class is not a video class, it's a live class, which you have one-on-one interaction with your tutor. And we have tutors that are well equipped that will take you through this course. So in that case, understanding the type of data and utilizing appropriate analysis tool can significantly enhance the quality and depth of insight driving from data. Whether for academic research, business decision making, or scientific discovery, effective data analysis is key to unlock valuable information and making informed decisions. The date for the training is 2 weeks from now. So in that case, you have the grace of 2 weeks payment. And the second question for instrumental payment, the instrumental payment basically might be in 2 tranches, but the 2 tranches means that you can pay whatever you have now, which is part. Then before the class started in full, you balance up. Then the time for the training, it is understandable that many of us, majority of us are actually working. So basically the training will be for weekends and not in the evening, that it will be scheduled for morning. So thank you everybody.